Hi everybody, it is April. Today, I wanted to share with you my goals for 2022. Now I do this every year for you guys surrounding my reading goals and my channel goals, but I also wanted to be a little vulnerable with you guys and talk about some personal goals. So we'll start with the bookish content and then move along to more personal stuff. I've got like a word of the year, like a vision board to share with you and everything. So stay tuned for that if you are interested in me personally. But let's begin with my reading goals for 2022. The first goal will be of no surprise to anyone because every year I set myself a Goodreads goal of reading 52 books a year. It is so maintainable for me. It's kind of laughable at this point because I usually read over 100 books a year. It is no laughing matter to read 52 books. Let me just say that. That is a wonderful goal for everybody, including myself. I just really like having a goal that I know that I can reach. Like, I'm not going to be disappointed in myself. I can check that off, usually somewhere between mid-year, and just feel good about it. So that is a goal of mine again this year. Dry throat. I would also really like to read more on a whim in 2022. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to have TBRs on my channel, monthly TBRs, maybe even seasonal TBRs, maybe. I do find that my cup of TBR game that I used to play with you guys every single month, where I'd like have prompts in a cup and then take out a prompt and have to pick books on my shelves from those prompts, like it ended up being a little restrictive for me. And as I was picking out the prompts, I wasn't always feeling excited about the TBRs that I would create from that. And I would rather create TBRs of books that I'm really excited to read at that moment in time. So I'm gonna like back away from being too rigid with my TBRs and just try to let myself pick books that I want to read. So like if an arc comes through the door that I really want to read at that moment in time, I'm just gonna let myself do it. I'm just gonna let myself. If something comes in from the library that I really want to read, I'm gonna let myself read it. So I would really like to read more on a whim. I also want to be very intentional with reading from my Kobo. I got a Kobo for Christmas and I'm very, very happy with this. The reason that I asked for a Kobo is because I would really like to read more series in my life and I would like to get them from the library. Now I will say, like, I am getting arcs here and there that I'm putting onto my Kobo, and I will read some arcs on my Kobo as well. However, I really just want to read series. Like, there's so many out there that I haven't read. I'm still embarrassed and ashamed to say I haven't read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo yet. Like, what? How did that happen? So I want to read that. I want to finish my Junalina series. I'd love to read like the Leviathan Wake series, or at least start some series and see how I feel, see if I get on with the series. I just think that that would be a lot of fun. So I want to use my Kobo more for that in particular. And then I'd also really like to prioritize reading some more literary fiction this year. I've been very, very good with this already. I've already read 2 Tracy Chevalier books, both of which I gave like 4 and 5 stars. Just incredible writer. I cannot believe that I haven't read her before. I read a translated work of fiction called Intimacies that was incredible. And I've been doing a lot of my reading of literary fiction on audio. And I think I want to continue that throughout the year of 2022. It works for me. I get completely drawn into the story via audio. So I would really like to continue reading more literary fiction, read some good hard-hitting books that's going to really make me think. And then I can read some more lighter and fluffier things that usually are, you know, murder involved, on my Kobo or in physical form, you know? But yeah, definitely want to read some more serious books that are going to make me reflect, make me think about the human condition. And there's that for my channel. Here's what you can expect in 2022. First thing, my first goal for getting hooked with it right here in 2022 is to be less regimented. In 2021, my goal for getting hooked with it was to really see if I could like make it into some part-time job thing and be really, really deliberate and very careful and do all sorts of research about YouTube and how the algorithm works and all of these things. And what I found and discovered through going through that was it was robbing me of the joy of Booktube. What I really want is I just want this to be like a lovely hobby again. I just want to enjoy it. I want to upload and film when I can. I don't want to have an insane schedule. I just want to kind of go with the flow and just enjoy this experience, enjoy my relationship with you guys, and just be a heck of a lot less regimented. I think that is best for everyone involved. I also really need to stop comparing myself to others. I, probably along with many other booktubers, have a habit of looking at other booktubers and seeing what they're doing and seeing all the fun things that they're doing. And sometimes, at least for myself, feeling like, oh, I'm not doing that. Like some people come up with these really inventive videos like, I read like my 12-year-old self for a whole week and this is what happened. And they'll make a whole video on that and that's really fun. Or like I read an entire series in one weekend. That's fun. I can't do that. Like there's not that part of me that can do that or like really wants to do that. And so I think a lot of the time I've just felt like I'm not good enough because I'm not doing those kinds of videos. But when I really stop and reflect on like my favorite comments that I've ever gotten from you guys on my channel or on my videos is when you guys have said something like, this is like sitting down with a friend to talk about books over a cup of tea. Like sometimes I get chills when those kinds of comments come flooding in. And so what I'm really going to focus on in 2022 is creating a really lovely, cozy atmosphere and experience with you guys. We really are just talking about books and gushing or griping or whatever about books. And it doesn't need to be complicated. And I need to stop comparing myself to other people and just applaud other people for the work that they're creating and then applaud myself for the, you know, vibe that I'm creating and leave it at that. Okay, it's time to talk about my personal goals for 2022. I created a whole vision board and everything for this year, and I haven't created a vision board in quite some time. It was totally inspired by this incredible Australian influencer called Michelle B. I've followed her for years. I really admire her and her work. She really helped me to create this vision board, and I wanted to share her with you guys. She's got a YouTube channel that I have been subscribed to for many years, but she also has a Skillshare class. I think she has 2 classes, and I didn't know about them until very recently. So of course I wanted to share my love of Michelle with you here. And then also I am very, very excited because I'm going to be working with Skillshare for the next like 6-ish months. And I could not be more pleased about that, I will say. So if you haven't heard of it, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes. You can explore new skills, you can brush up on talents and skills that you already have. And it's got like so many different kinds of classes on there. There are classes for interior design. You know that I'll be going down the rabbit hole of that one pretty soon. It has classes on self-care. It has classes on things like Photoshop and how to take better photos. So as you can imagine, I am currently working my way through one of Michelle B's classes. The one that I'm taking right now is her class Designing the Life You Want, 4 exercises for clarity and motivation. This class is great because it's focused on really reflecting on your life and reflecting on what you want in your life and also what you don't want in your life. She takes you through reflection and vision exercises that make you really look at your life, and not only this like pie in the sky ideal version of your life that exists in your head but never actually comes out into the real world, but it makes you look at your life in a way that's much more realistic. I really have enjoyed the perfect day exercise that she has in this course, where you really reflect on what your perfect day would look like. I find for myself that sometimes, and this sounds kind of sad, but sometimes I can absolutely just go through the motions of my day. And sometimes I'm even just trying to survive my day. And I'm not saying that that will go away, but this exercise really has made me look at what I want a day to look like in my real life, not in the like fake version of my life, not my Instagram version life, just my life. It's just nice because it really makes productivity and designing a life that you want actionable instead of just in your head stuck there forever. Skillshare and this whole platform is really great because it's really focused on learning. There are no ads. They're always launching new premium classes. And the first 1,000 people that click on the link in my description box below, they will get 1 month free to try out Skillshare for themselves. So I hope that you will be one of those people. I really hope that you'll take Michelle's class because she's fantastic. Now, okay, we have talked about Skillshare. Let us dive into my vision board. So here is my vision board, and I have it plastered everywhere. It is on my phone. It is on my desktop. It is everywhere. And my word of the year, which I'd like to focus on first, is peace. I really want to create peace within myself. I want to feel calmer and more peaceful internally. The world is going to still throw strange things at us. Like it threw COVID-19 at us, and I don't think anyone was expecting that. And I can very easily get kind of shifted, and like I can allow for external things to infiltrate my internal world very easily. And I really want to focus on creating a peace internally that other things, outside things, can't really shift as much as it does now. I want to have like a steadiness internally. So that is a huge thing. I want peace internally. I want to create a peaceful home. I want to have a really peaceful relationship with my family. I just want more peace. So that is why peace is my word of the year. I'd love to know if you guys have a word of the year. If it's just me, let me know in the comments below if you do and what that is. My next goal, and this is a huge one and is the reason that it's at the center of my board, I want a dog. I want a dog so badly in 2022, and I specifically want a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. Libby was a Cavalier. They are just the sweetest dogs, and I really want that kind of love, that little fluffy love in my life again. Now, I've been really working hard on trying to find a Cavalier, specifically from a really good, reputable breeder. It's really important with these kinds of dogs because they can have so many health issues. And I have been very lucky to really connect with the Cavalier community in Ontario. And in any case, I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm hoping that very soon I will have more to update you on. I'm not going to say more here. Stay tuned. Don't jinx yourself, April. I'd really like to do more nice things for Barry. Well, first of all, this sounds like I never do anything nice for him. I do, I promise you. But it's just those little things that can make a difference at times. Like bringing him a coffee in the morning. Giving him some time in bed to relax. Every once in a while. Just little things. I just want to be conscious of that and stop like going through my day just on autopilot. I want to stop and reflect and try to do little things that I think he might enjoy. Barry and I are really hoping to make a really lovely backyard in particular, but also the front yard would be lovely too. We did have some work done last summer, like the fence and getting some grass in and that kind of thing, but now we want to make it like a little haven. I really want to focus on wildlife and play. Like I want Nora to have a spot to enjoy and play. I want hopefully a dog to have a spot to enjoy and play. And I want to have like a loungy kind of area as well for Barry and I. So I really want to create an extra room in our backyard that's just going to make me feel in love with my house more than I already am. Another goal is just trying out new restaurants with Barry. So Barry and I have the tendency when we have a date night to just go back to our tried and trues, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we are definitely people that enjoy new things. And so I think I'd like to try out some new restaurants. Hopefully, you know, things will open up in Ontario soon and we'll be able to do that after this Omicron wave is over and we can move forward. Okay, so this next one, I have not been doing very well, but I'd really like to start lifting weights, and I want to do it very slowly because I used to be very healthy and very active, and I used to work out like an hour and a half a day, and now I just don't do anything. So I'd like to start out slow, like maybe even 10 minutes a day, and then work my way up. I have barely done anything so far, but that is something that I'd really like to do, is just to get stronger and healthier in my body. Oh, little Nora, I really want to create more memorable experiences for my daughter. She has really been robbed of so much because of this virus. You know, there's been so many waves of it through her life that she hasn't experienced a lot of things, like simple things like apple picking. And, you know, I want to go on picnics with her. And we did that at least so far, but I want to go to like farms, and I have all of these things that I'd like to do for her that will be memorable for her, hopefully. And we'll all remember in our lives and enjoy and grab pictures of. I just want more of that. So that is a major goal in 2022 when we're, you know, allowed to and it's safe to do so. Very similar in nature, I want to have my family over more often. I always talk to Barry about this, and every time I say I want to have my family over, I always say like they can just come over for chili. And for some reason, chili is the only food that I can think of that I would make for my family. I can make more than chili, but that's the thing in my mind. So that's why there's chili on this vision board. I just want to spend more time with my niece and my nephew and my parents and my sister and her husband. I want that in my life. I really, really miss that. Also, Barry got me Cards Against Humanity Family Edition, so I feel like I should definitely be testing that out on my family. Okay, here's a random one that I don't know if I've ever spoken to you guys about, but I'd like to get more piercings. I am the most like, I don't know, I feel like I can be very vanilla. In the past, I've thought about like dyeing my hair pink, and now I have no desire to do that. And then I also had these moments where I was like, I'm gonna get a tattoo, and now I don't really want to do that either. But what I do want to do is get more piercings. I've just got normal piercings on my ears, and like I really want to go to town on my ears. That is a goal. That is something that I'd really love to do in 2022 for sure. And then my last goal is to really just pamper more. And I do like to take care and do these little self-care things in my life. I will not say that I never do this, but I would love to just prioritize having more baths. I'd love to, you know, light the candles when it gets a little darker at night. I find doing those things and pampering myself and creating like a cozy atmosphere for myself really good. So that is on my vision board as well. And those are the things that I really want to see in my life in 2022. It's not pie in the sky. These are like 100% doable things. But I would love to know in the comments below, what are you hoping to see in your personal life, in your reading life in 2022? And we can have a good old chat about that in the comments. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope that you liked this video, and I will chat with you very soon. Bye.